Hello, I was in here with something a bit different than normal. I'm talking about trade. I've seen a lot of people give wrong information or just don't understand how trade works in this game. And I decided to show off a multiplayer game with a friend at a certain point. We're going to talk about how the trade actually flows in this damn game. As you can see, this node is only collecting 5.17 in trade. It's losing it all. I'm pushing it, and it's becoming 6.2 because there's a 20% increase. Now, that 20% increase is for each person pushing. Or not each person, but 20%, 10% will be the next person, so it'll be a 30% increase. That's only 6.2. Now if we go here, someone else is pushing the opposite direction. I'm actually pushing more. Probably means I need more vessels. What was this in the trade? Or a save? Where are all my light ships? I had like 30 down here. Are these guys coming? Yeah, that's where it's happening. Anyways, these guys are pushing trade this way. That's 7.8 gold. That's more than what was coming from over there. And now look what happened here. They're pushing out 11.54 gold. Even though they only have 9.6 leaving. As you can see, that 6.2 is multiplied quite a bit. This only has 6.3 coming in. And this trade node here is worth 32.5 gold. Now, it's my home trade zone. There's two things that you have to realize about home trade zone. First, you collect from it no matter what. When you add a merchant, you're pretty much getting extra collection from it compared to any other node in the game, which makes collecting from your home zone better than any other zone in the game. If we look at our income, this is 32.91 gold, or ducats a year. Even though I only control 54% of this port. I think I selected the wrong trade where I didn't have that many light ships patrolling yet. What's my force limit? And if you're wondering how much I got so much gold, it's from conquering the natives. But anyways, there's 1.91 going here, but it's not being pushed. 6.43 coming here. This one I wanted to put a little guy pushing this way, but I didn't have a merchant yet. As you can see, this one's only pushing out 14.58. With two people pushing it out, it became almost 19. How can you compete with that? So, the way trade works, it's always best to push to your capital, but sometimes you're in a stupid spot where you can't do that. Like Venice can't push North American trade to his capital. But Antwerpen's probably the best for this. They can get all the trade in the world to Antwerpen. I don't know why it's like that. But look, North American trade, straight to it. South American trade, maybe a longer route, but it goes straight to it. Or not straight to it, a long way around it. That makes this node here probably the best node in the game if you can somehow get more merchants than a game pretty much allows you to have. Another thing you can do, which is awesome, is if you actually conquer the important points around. Important points is, if we look here, this point is the Gold Coast. This node is considered on the Gold Coast, so it gives more trade power than any other node or any other province in the region. It's giving 15.9% of the power of this node. Well, this province here is only giving 5.6. What you can tell is important center of trade. Now before you colonize it, I don't think it shows it, but it shows it afterwards, which gives you +5 trade power. It's normally on the trade center, but not always. Like here, it's over here. But Sevilla has a few. If you look at how I actually went about taking land, they have one here, +5. plus 5, plus 5, or plus 5 plus 5, which is why I really, really wanted this from Spain. I just took this because why not? And here, no, let's British seal. Plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. Even though, well, actually, how much trade power do I have here? 302. Even though I only have 54% of the trade, I'm collecting way more than I would have if I was collecting from another node, because it's pretty much like double collecting, but it's not as effective as double collecting from the same node, since the passive collection from your capital is slightly less than what a merchant gives you. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But the merchant of Portugal collects 23.83 from this trade and node, and out of its income we get 33.36 to the state. Pretty awesome. When you get later into the game where you get embargoing your rivals and stuff, you can really stop people from forcing trade north. But embargoing France in this game is stupid. Don't ever. Especially when they're a lucky nation. They'll just declare war on you, and no matter how big your coalition is. We had a war with them: Spain, Portugal, Savoy, Poland, Cologne, Ulch, pretty much everyone on their border. Great Britain. And they just walked over us. They didn't even care if we had more troops than them. There was one battle where it was 66,000 in mountains defending, and they walked in with 33,000. They won. It was retarded. Utterly retarded. You're going to say, oh, technology. 17. 17. I'm of course 16, but most nations are all 17. Except Poland, of course. Which I don't understand. Poland gets amazing kings at the start. Maybe you got shit luck, but no, that's an interesting story here, but who cares? Let's actually unpause it and see how much those light ships that come affect this trade node. How many chips do I need? Do I have them yet? No. Make a few more light ships. And that's before I made all those naval ports too. That's another thing, when you're a colonial power, you get no force limits. It's stupid. I own the coast of all of South America. Up to here. What I was trying to do is I was trying to take as much of the coast as possible. So I have 3 colonists. These ones are colonists. And I was trying to colonize this area to get more trade in the Ivory Coast, to push more this way. But those ships there yet? Indeed. So now we're pushing 10.32 this way. We're still gaining more than what we were pushing out of here. Just become 14.54 here. 36.3 here. Do we have any more light ships hidden somewhere? But my income was way higher this game. Where's another save? So wait a month for it to tick, see if it goes up. Yep, it did slightly. Oh, this is a year earlier, that's why. Than the height of my trade empire. $19 gold being pushed out of this place. I can push this way. Caribbean is probably the most important trade node in North America. It gets the Panama and Mexican trade coming through it. And of course the Caribbean. Now if you wanted an extra node, or if you didn't have enough merchants and you didn't want to push through here, you could always push to the Caribbean to get an extra trade person pushing it. And then free up this merchant. To say, go over here and add another node. But then you're losing out on the local trade here, even though it's only 1.78. But yeah, it's pretty much trade in a nutshell. Wondering what my idea is. I think I should have went for exploration ideas first. I think it would have been way better. Then expansion up to the extra merchant, then picking up offensive, then going into trade, and yeah, that's how I would have done it. And the free slot is going to go into economic. What was my mission? Establish spice trade. So they wanted me to come all the way over here, become a dominant power in it, I think was the mission. Yeah. So I can't transfer any power. Oh, I'd really have to do. This node is ridiculous. As you can see, pushing trade through here would be awesome. So I'd have to come here, conquer Johor, come here and conquer Bengal Delta. Is Johor considered the important center trade? No. Is anyone here? Might not be important center trade in this one. This might be one of those nodes. Well, anyways, conquer at least 1 or 2 provinces here so I get passive trade power. Go over here, take over the Delta. Go over here and take a province somewhere in this yellow zone. It looks to be alone, so probably just conquer them. But of course we'd have to come over here to the Indus, take at least 1 node so we get passive pushing it. The thing about this is you don't really need merchants in the places pushing only one direction, or pushing the direction you want it to go. When there's multiple directions, you want to push it for sure, like around Africa. As long as you're dominant trade power, you don't need a merchant pushing it. As you can see here, Sardinia doesn't have a merchant here pushing it, but you're still pushing forward without it. You're just not getting the increase of 20% for doing it. That's what my friend was working on, just trying to make the African trade come to Europe. Not African-Asian trade. I kind of want to do it now, because it's a lot of work. Oh wow, you can actually skip completely and go right across the ocean. So you'd probably need quite a bit of trade power here to do that though. How much does the average person have? 122.8. That'd be easy to beat. Put like 15 ships there. Actually, I'm gonna load up with the later game, see if I'm right. Must be a second on that one. Played a lot of games. Right now I'm playing a game as Germany, or Brandenburg. 1466. It's my Brandenburg. They're a vassal and they're a vassal. Not worth Venice. Oh wow. I don't know what. Oh, I thought they were vassals, just doing a war together. It's the wrong thing. Is this it? No, that's too early. It's this one. Pretty sure. No, it's not. What happened here is the war with France. But I had the biggest trade power here, passively. Wow, he's more merchants than me. I guess he had more trade power. Must have been upgrading all his provinces. Yeah. I was upgrading mine too, but I was still colonizing them, so they are not fully upgraded. The other save I was losing money because I had level 3 advisors. And wasn't funding anything. I was funding because we're getting ready for war. And France's ridiculousness. I don't know how they do it. Just walk in and... This battle here is one I was talking about before. France walked into here. Against 25,000. He reinforces 26,000. So it was 51,000 versus 32,000 pretty much. The generals are about even. And he got demolished. And when we did beat France's army, we followed them as they were retreating. They had no morale. We had about 50% morale. They just outright destroyed our army. It was stupid. Not sure what France did, but they're retarded in this game. They aren't even that advanced in trade. Anyways, that was me on trade. Hope you get a better understanding of how it actually works. Just recall the merchant. Curious to see how much we get. 38.43. Really? That's all it did? We're going up in income because we have a merchant there? What? I'll send him again. That doesn't make sense. So it only gave me 4 gold. Oh, whatever. Anyways, 43.61. Let's recall him. How much trade power do I have here? 43%. How did that get increased with me recalling a merchant? Hurry up. Oh, that's not mine. This one. And say we tell him to collect from tax. Is it there yet? I don't know, it takes forever to go to the new world. We're actually making 2 gold less. Anyways, keep in mind, this is without light ships patrolling here. And here. But anyways, it's producing 2 gold less, which isn't that much. I know this trade node was a lot more. Speed call. Let's recall him. Just gonna collect from our nodes like people are saying is the best way to go. It's actually a nice idea. Now we're down 10 gold from what we were at before, just collecting from all the nodes instead. Our trade power hasn't changed here. It's just that the income is not being multiplied as it gets pushed out. That's a Zoon on trade. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And the more you know, I guess, right? I don't know. Just remember, pushing is better. That was 1/3 more income from pushing it versus just collecting in every single node. Can't wait till I get more merchants in this game. Oh. Merchant here. And a merchant here. 2 more merchants. Currently have 5 merchants, that'd be 7 merchants. Should be able to put a guy here and a guy here, pushing. Would love to put a guy here, but it's not going to be possible. Need someone to steer this trade because it keeps going north if I don't steer it. Now it doesn't go by who has the most power the direction it goes. It'll just say no one's directing trade and there's a lot of power pulling it out. It'll go both directions. But the Creek are pulling it north. And since one person's pulling it north, it's pulling all the trade that we're pulling out north. Don't think I mentioned that. Wow, look at this node. Colonial France. Great Britain. How much is their local income? Anyways, hope you enjoyed this. And it's a bit... I don't know how I understand how trade works. I don't understand 100%. I don't understand, say, what happens when this goes to negative. Maybe it becomes free trade. And you might get a tax or a trade income modifier in foreign trade nodes, who knows? But me? I haven't gone past it yet. I'm actually going to try it in my German game to try and go negative mercantilism. In Europa 3 it gave you free trade if you're on the other opposite side of the slider. But I think that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.